What's up, everybody? It's your boy Fabian, coming to you with some goals and strategies. Goals and strategies. Goals and strategies. Y'all know my thing. I don't really like freestyling. We want to stay away from freestyling. We want to have goals and strategies in place. So I saw earlier in the chat there was some communication and disputes about rolling an option play versus adding a leg. Rolling an option play versus adding a leg. So I just kind of want to clarify that and also bring some examples to the table so you can have a clear understanding in the difference in the two and when to use them and know how to use them. Both of them are strategies and techniques. Both of them are very different. Just depends on what the situation is. So rolling a play versus adding a leg. So I'll go through a couple examples here. Like I said, once again, rolling the play is a strategy and the leg is a strategy. So what is the goal? The goal is to gain practical insight into extending profitability and adjusting the risk on your option. That's pretty much what we're going to go. So when it comes to rolling the play, man, you have like three different options there. When you roll a play, you can extend the expiration from the current expiration, or you could bring the strike price closer from your current strike price, or you could do both. You can extend the expiration and bring the strike price closer. That's what you're doing when you're rolling. You're rolling expiration farther out. You're rolling strike prices closer. Either or both. Keep that in mind. And like I said, they have technical names and terms, but basically what I just said, roll strike price closer, roll expiration out, or do both. So what I'm gonna do now, I am going to go through an example of a stock where we roll the price, we roll the expiration, we roll the strike price. So you kind of get an idea of the process and how the numbers work. Now keep in mind, when you're rolling, you are selling at a loss. A lot of people forget. So that's why I kind of want to show that. That's really the difference when you're rolling. You're rolling, you're selling at a loss regardless of which process you choose versus adding a leg. All right, so if you have your platform pulled up and then you're looking for your options, like I said, I'm using KLAC here as an example. KLAC was a January expiration with an 820 strike. So you click on it, your different positions here, close position, buy more, roll position, exercise option, lot details, transaction. We are clicking on roll positions. So when you roll the position, then your board pops up here. So you have your symbol there, and then it's broke down this way. Now, rolling is a two-step process, like I was saying. When you're rolling, you're selling something at a loss. On the flip side, you are buying, but now you have to determine what you're buying. So in this instance here, whatever the price is at the time, whatever the premiums are at the time, for our January expiration 820 strike, they will currently pay you $1.75 once you hit the sell button. Now you have to choose what strategy you want to use. So in this instance here, I am choosing to extend my expiration. See that? Original expiration, January 2025. I'm gonna extend the expiration to March. Same strike price, 820. Now to do that, it's gonna cost me $14.50. Keep in mind when you're choosing this stuff, you also want to be mindful of your open interest, volume, delta, and things like that. Just kind of get an idea what you're getting into. You could choose something different. But right now, if I just want to extend it out, because I'm also watching my coins, if I wanted to extend it out, I'm willing to go as far as March and keep the same expiration. That's going to cost me $14.50 once I decide that. Now, once you make that decision and you want to live with it, this is now going to sell. You're only going to get $1.75. This is going to cost $14.50. The $1.75 that you sold for will go towards the purchase of this $14.50. So now at the end of this transaction, you will only pay $8.32. So that's really the power of rolling. It just does everything in one transaction. Because initially you could sell at a loss. They'll put the money in your account and be done. And if you want to go back in and make a purchase, you will make a separate purchase. So you are incurring a loss there. I don't know what the percentages are at this time, but you decided to go ahead and roll it. They're going to give you the remainder of the money what's left on the contract, and it'll go towards the new contract, and then you'll pay the difference for $8.32. Another example is same play, but now we're going to extend the expiration and also bring the strike price closer. So as you can see here, sell to close, original strike price, $8.20, expiration, January. We're still gonna get that 175, but our new position we're going into, we chose to extend the expiration to March, and we're bringing the strike price closer to 700. Now that changes your numbers drastically. So now the new cost of this contract will be $39.30. Once again, if you're picking this, take a look at your open interest, your volume, your delta. Make sure those are the numbers that work for you. And if you like that transaction, we'll go ahead and hit submit. Once all that's said and done, the 175 that you receive will go towards the 39.30, leaving you with a balance of 35.37 left to pay. So at the end of this transaction, that's the money you got to have to execute this play, just to roll it and extend it. Sell to close, selling at a loss, buying new position, rolling the initial remains from this play into this play. It's just all done in one transaction. That's the power of rolling. And the math behind that, like I was saying, once you sell to close, you're selling at a loss. We only got $175. The new play costs us $37.20 times your 100 contracts. It's going to give you $3,720. You deduct that 175 from what you got from the sale to close, and you walk out the door paying $33.20 for that play. Once again, that's the power of rolling. And keep in mind, rolling is incurring a loss. There's no way around that. Or you could just sell the play at a loss, be done with it, and then they'll put the money in your account, and then you can re-enter the same play or just use that money on another play and just kind of hold off. But once again, those are the strategies and techniques that you need to be aware of when running this play. It is a strategy, you just have to use it correctly and make sure it makes sense. All right, let's move over to adding a leg. In the chat, I saw adding a leg and averaging down different. Technically, they're the same thing. Averaging down is more of a conversation towards buy and hold, but that's all it is. Adding a leg is the conversation towards option plays, but it's the same thing. You're just buying a new contract, a new position at a lower cost for the same play. Now, in this instance, adding a leg, you do not change expirations. You do not change strike prices. You are sitting in the same play. You just chose to buy a new position at a lower cost to go along with your current contract. Now, that's the key right there. If you initially bought one contract and it was $15, when you add in the leg, you're buying another contract, which is a good thing if you got some time on the back end. That's the key to adding a leg. You need time on the back end. Adding a leg, averaging down, however you want to use the term, doesn't really work just to be doing it unless there's some time on the back end. Me personally, if I bought one at $15 and then it dropped down to 12, I'm not going to average down. Get a place some time to work. I bought it at 15 and it dropped down to 10. Still not going to add a leg. Give it some time to work. I like to add my legs if it falls half. So if it drops 50, I purchase 15 and it gets down to $7, I might average down then. Provided that the story hadn't changed, an event happened, caused the stock to fall, but there's no fundamental issues. We still got 5 or 6 months left on it. It probably just need to hit a support and then bounce back up. And as long as I'm aware of those type of plays, then averaging down is no issue. And then I just catch the ride back up. So like I said, averaging down, adding the leg is real simple when it comes to the option play. So I give a quick example here, pretty much cut and dry. So once again, KLAC, drop down menu. When it comes to adding the leg, it's buy more. So you click on buy more, your board will pop up. Now these are the different strategies when adding legs. I'm not gonna really get into all of those. Just let you know that but when we're doing the adding the leg, the custom 2-leg is what'll pop up. So with the KLAC play, same expiration, January, strike price 820. Now I initially jumped in this play and the premium was like $15. But now the premiums are a lot lower. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a leg for one of these prices right here, depending on what I choose. Sell to close. Buy to open, I'm sorry. So the math behind that, I initially bought in at $15.50 premium. I decided to add a leg because I felt I had enough time on the back end, so I wanted to reduce my cost basis. So the new leg that I purchased only cost $4. So when you're averaging down, now I'm adding a whole new contract. So now instead of one contract, I got 2 contracts. My first contract cost $15.50. I added a leg, which also allows me to add a new contract, but my next contract only costs $4. So now my new cost basis is $9.75. I brought my cost basis down, but on the flip side, I also have 2 contracts now instead of 1. So when this thing does start running and it gets back up to the levels I want, we can run that play of 100% sell half. So now I can sell 1 if it gets back up to 100%, and there's still time on the back end, let the other one run because now I have 2 and I lower my cost basis. So now my cost basis is $9.75 instead of $15.50. So once that thing starts running back up, I start making profits after it hit $9. That's the power of adding a leg and averaging down, which is what adding a leg is in options at averaging down. Hope all that makes sense. Like I said, just want to provide some clarity amongst the trappers in the community. Make sure we're on the same page with that, because it is a strategy, it is a technique. You just have to use it and implement it correctly. Everything is not meant to be rolled. Everything is not meant to be averaged down sometimes or adding a leg. So just got to be mindful of the situation, the market, what's going on. Like I said, in my opinion, adding a leg, you need some time on the back end to make it work. Like I said, the one play that it worked for me was fast. And fast, I was in that thing for about 6 months. But the key to fast is it dropped immediately after earnings, and we had so much time on the back end. So I averaged down about 4 times in that play. And then finally, around 6, 7 months, it started going back up. So I constantly lowered my cost basis, and then I reaped the benefits on the back end. But it took a minute to sit in it to get all of that. But I didn't have to wait for it to go all the way back up to my initial entry, because I averaged down. I started making profits instantly once it starts going back up. So that's really the power of averaging down. Like I said, rolling the play, it really has to make sense. And you really have to see something going on the other end to roll the play. I thought I saw something on Uber. I rolled that play, and it turned out to be a bust. Because when you roll and you're extending, I don't want to say gambling, but now you need that play to do double. Because if it's you sold at a loss, now you open a new play. You need that new play to do 100 to get that money back. But you also want to get the money back that you lost on the previous sale, which is attached to this play. So in essence, you need at least 150% to get the losses from the roll plus in the new play, if that makes sense. Like I said, we can tap into the chat a little more and run some examples live if y'all want to do that. But I just kind of want to go ahead and get this example out there. Make sure we're on the same page moving forward as a group and as a community. Got any questions, man? Don't hesitate to hit me in the chat, man. Love working with you guys. Appreciate your strength and your tenacity. Once again, we don't freestyle. We set goals, we implement strategies. We set goals, we implement strategies. We don't freestyle. All right, let's enjoy the rest of our week and let's get it. Peace.